Welcome back, students. This is video number 3. Today, so far, we have covered coils. We learned how to make a spring. We learned how to make a tapered spring. But now we're getting ready to move on to another topic. I'm going to show you how to do an emboss. Now, this is kind of a fun topic. And the drawing's not hard. The topic is not hard. But I'm going to show you how to make an emboss where you can do either an emboss or an engrave. You can make a plaque or something like this. So here we go. Go ahead and double click on Autodesk Inventor Professional. It's going to take a minute for it to come up. And go to Projects and make sure you're in CAD 241 week 6, which you can see that I am. That's our current project. I'm putting this week's project in that folder. Done. Go to New. Like I said, this goes pretty quickly here. Select English, Standard IPT, select Create. Okay, now go ahead and select Start 2D Sketch, and click on the XY plane. Now we're going to make a rectangle. Select Rectangle 2-point center. Click on the origin, and we're going to drag out a rectangle like this. The overall dimensions of this are 6. Type in 6, hit the Tab key, and type in 2, and enter. Do a right-click, OK, and take your scroll wheel and zoom out where you can see the rectangle. See it's 6 by 2. Select Finish Sketch. We're going to zoom out some more here. All right, now we're going to extrude this. Nothing new so far. Now we're not going to make this 1 inch. We're going to make this an 1/8 of an inch thick. So put in 0.125 for your thickness, but we're going to go in the opposite direction. So we're going to flip it, select OK. Now this is our plaque. This is where we're going to add our emboss or do an engrave. All right, so now go ahead and select Start 2D Sketch, and click on this face. Go to Text and click somewhere on your plaque. And I want you to type out your name. Now, if your first name and last name doesn't fit on this, just put in your last name only. Okay, but if you can get both your first name and last name, then I would encourage you to do that. We're going to make it 0.75. Okay, and enter. And you can see it's off center a little bit. That's okay. I'm going to do a right click OK. Hold down the left mouse button and by eye, just try to center it on your plaque. It doesn't have to be perfect here, okay? You do not have to center it perfectly on there. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the sketch. I'm going to get into my isometric view here. And up here on your menu, select Emboss. And we're going to click on the letters here. And the depth says 0.1, which is fine. And look here, we have Emboss from the face. You can click on this and select OK. Now, I want to change this because I really wanted to make my color of my letters. So come over here and do a right click over here on Emboss, edit the feature, Make sure you select edit feature, and I don't want it to be gray, so click on this little color box here and arrow down, and I'm going to select red. Select OK. Select OK. Now, there's our geometry. So you've made a sign. You could just as easily have done an engrave. If you come over here and do a right click on Emboss and go to edit feature, we can do an engrave instead. Click on this box and select OK. Now you can see that's the engrave. But for this assignment, we are going to do Emboss. So go back over here to Emboss, right click on Emboss, edit the feature, and go to Emboss here, select OK. All right, let's do a file, and we're going to save this as Emboss. Emboss, okay? Save. All right, now I want you to save this as a PNG picture. Go to File, Export, Image. Going to select PNG here, and save. All right, now we got to make a drawing. That's it. Go to File, New, and we're going to select English. You always have to select the same units. Okay, come down here and select ANSI, which American National Standards Institute, inches, and vendor drawing file. Select that, select Create. I'm going to do a different edit the sheet. We want a size A. I am going to keep it as landscape. Select OK. Do a base. And I'm going to change the scale to 0.75. Select OK. And I'm going to move this over here like this. And I'm also going to do a projected view of this. Right click, create. All right. Now I'm going to come over here. You see the red box appear around the isometric. Do a right click, edit the view. And we're going to shade. Select OK. All right. So you can see that we have my name's in red. Also, we'll go ahead. We don't normally shade this view, but we'll go ahead and shade this view as well, so you can see that the letters are in fact colored. Oops, sorry, I did undo that. I didn't mean to do that. Right click, edit the view, shade. All right, now we're going to put some dimensions on here, annotate this. Here to here is 6. Say OK. Here to here. And we're going to click here to here, this letter. Now we can go ahead and do a right click OK, come here, and let's go ahead and put a top view here. We have some room to do this. We want to place views, go to projected. Right click, create. Let me do that again to show you. Go place view, projected. You see the red rectangle appear. Click, drag your top view up a little bit like this. Left click, right click, create. Now we're going to put a few dimensions here. Remember the thickness of this was, you want to make sure this dimension is going to be in line with this one. Left click, okay, okay. Now let's go ahead and change this. Right, double click on it, and we're going to change the precision and tolerance of this to be 3 decimal places, just for that one. Okay. All right, we're going to come over here And this shows you how far the letters stick out. We'll line up there. If you move your mouse down, you can see it turn into a yellow dot. That keeps the dimensions lined up. Click. And we're going to change it 3 decimal places. Select OK. Right click OK. All right. Now we got to put the labels on here. I tell you what, I'm not going to require you to put the labels here this time. Well, maybe we will. I think on the one that I did and posted in Canvas does not have the labels, so y'all gonna have to take a minus a few points off Mr. Morris's paper. Top view, make it bold, underline, select OK, right click OK, right click, copy, come down here. We're gonna paste the label here, paste the label here, right click, cancel. We need to edit these. You know how to do this already, so I'm just going fairly quickly here because Mr. Morris has one more video to do today, and that will complete everything for this week. Mr. Morris put a lot of time in this week, or today for this class. I've been working on this since early this morning. Okay, I'm going to move my view up just a little bit here. You may need to do the same thing, maybe not. All right, we have to fill in the title block. So come over here and do a right click, go to iProperties, Summary. Here we're going to type in Emboss. Remember, all capital letters. Subject, CAD 241. We're going to change the name here. Your last name, capital letters. The manager is my last name, capital letters. And the company is Thomas Nelson Community College. The line here, don't worry about if you put anything underneath this line here and in these categories, that's not going to show up on your title block anywhere, but it does provide extra information for you while you're working on the drawing if somebody pulls your drawing up within Inventor. Go to Project. Over here, we're going to put Designer, put your last name, and Engineer is your last name, and Authority is my last name. Okay, status, checked by you, check. Make sure you put your last name there. Check off that little box. Engineer approved by you. Check off this box. Manufacturer approved by me. Click on this box. If we were at the school, I'd have you make this on the 3D printer. I hope some of y'all will consider taking the 3D printing class in the spring. It's a fun class. Select OK and do a file, save, and then save. All right, now let's do a file, export as a PDF, and there you go. It says Emboss PDF. Just save. So you're going to paste the PDF, or not paste. You post the PDF in Canvas. This will be your name. Again, like I said, if you can't fit your first name and last name on the plaque, then you can either put your first name or your last name. If you can't fit both, you can either put your first name or you should be able to fit one or the other. Okay. If not, let me know. We might make your plaque a little bit longer. Okay. All right. So you have to submit this. All right. So that completes video 3. I'm getting ready to start video 4, and that will complete all the videos for this week. I am going to create an instruction video that goes with this. And then I'm going to do a video of a revolution to give you some help with what you covered, what you did last week. I'm not going to use all the dimensions, but I'm going to show you how to create the roller for those who are concerned about creating the roller. All right, so thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.